It seems that Chrisean's situation and that of her son Jr. are more troublesome than initially believed. The claims that Chrisean has been abusing Jr. are so common that they are causing people to worry. A lot of people have wondered if Chrisean was ready to become a mother when Jr. was born. She was even accused of not providing the finest care possible for her first child, Chrisean. There was still hope, nevertheless, that she would become a mother. Unfortunately, subsequent occurrences show that little has changed, including the release of medical records. Tragically, Jr. appears to have struggled from the beginning, even before his birth. That's just the beginning of the shady drama surrounding his paternity, especially considering Blueface's initial denial that he was the father. Now, focus is on Jr.'s health and wellness, and it's not a favorable impression. There were already indications from Blueface that Jr. wasn't totally correct. Even while many people at the time thought he was only trying to make Chrisean look bad or harm her reputation as a mother, some of his remarks are now being seen in a different light. Chrisean tweeted that he smoked a joint during labor on the way to the hospital and even did a live performance while still pregnant. He said she never tried to quit smoking, not even for a month, and smoked constantly during her pregnancy. He said that Chrisean persisted in postponing unnecessary procedures and declined to repair Jr.'s hernia. One incident that left folks stunned was when Blueface shared a very inappropriate photo of Jr. and in the caption, chastised Chrisean for caring about trivial things when their baby was getting surgery. She was distracted by the problems of other artists, he said, and wasn't prioritizing the health of her son. Even fans were urged to tag her in an effort to persuade her to do what Jr. needed. What was even more shocking was the next assertion. Chrisean used cocaine during her pregnancy. And Blueface's public remarks claim that her substance misuse was affecting her ability to be a good parent. He accused her of neglecting examinations, postponing treatments, and prioritizing her own desires over those of her son. Chrisean wanted everyone to believe she was changing and becoming a better mother. But by then, fans were already noticing hints that Jr. wasn't feeling well. His first birthday party was the turning point for a lot of individuals. In contrast to other babies his age, people noticed that Jr. was not standing, walking, or even trying to move. Chrisean supporters didn't believe his attempts to portray himself as sympathetic to the cause. Although not all babies make it to their first birthday, the claims made previously only made people more anxious. In support of Blueface's claims, Janet, a former acquaintance, claimed that Chrisean was in denial about Jr.'s health. Furthermore, Caressa, Blueface's mother, publicly admitted that Chrisean's drinking and smoking throughout her pregnancy most likely contributed to Jr.'s autism. Coyne blasted those defending her for allegedly ignoring clear maltreatment evidence. She believes that when people are unhappy about something, it's typically because they know they're to blame. To make matters worse, there are rumors that Chrisean may not even want to be close to Jr. For example, when she was live broadcasting on Twitch, she asked the random Twitch staff to put Jr. in the car for her. When talking to Blueface on the phone, she appeared completely unfazed while her baby was left alone to cry. As if nothing had happened, she continued conversing when the personnel asked her to check on him. By the time she reached the car, Jr. was crying because it was so difficult. He started coughing. Her decision to leave him alone in the car during the summer heat, something most people wouldn't even do with a dog, much less a baby, particularly infuriated people. Chrisean maintained that she was taking care of Jr. and that the criticism was unfair despite everything. She told her audience that the baby was being cared for by an assistant so she could focus on her career. "I'm not going to keep explaining my parenting choices to people who don't understand me," she responded in her defense. However, the show left many viewers feeling unsatisfied, particularly considering the serious consequences that heat exposure may have on infants. As Jr.'s alleged medical reports surfaced online, the situation worsened. As per the doctors, Jr. exhibited several signs that suggested he may have been exposed to harmful substances throughout his pregnancy. Given that Chrisean was depicted on tape drinking while obviously pregnant, The diagnosis of fetal alcohol syndrome was one of the primary warning indicators and wasn't shocking. When her friends and family tried to convince her to stop, she apparently refused, even saying at one point that she could terminate the pregnancy at any time. In one video, she can be heard laughing and asking for more booze, saying she doesn't want the child anymore. The documents that were made public also mention neonatal abstinence syndrome, which is the term used to describe newborns who experience withdrawal from substances used during pregnancy. Bluefaces claims that Chrisean used drugs, particularly cocaine, while transporting Jr. are supported by this. But that's not all. A seizure disorder, muscle stiffness, and cortical visual impairment are also claimed to be present in Jr., which could explain why he is unable to use his eyes to monitor objects or people in movies. He often appears to stay still, which has fans questioning if he's meeting fundamental developmental milestones or if he can see correctly. As Kiana has stated, her son is progressing well and will someday be able to walk, talk, and even play football. The speculation was dismissed as malicious gossip, and she maintained that only God could decide her son's fate. Many people, however, find it hard to believe her, based on the facts that were made public. Several specialist consultations, including those in neurology, orthopedics, cardiology, gastrointestinal, ophthalmology, pulmonology, and even palliative care, are allegedly suggested in the records for the kid. It's not the standard recommendation for a healthy baby, according to the same report that was released, data. Chrisean didn't get regular prenatal care when she was pregnant. Her urine was found to contain a number of medications throughout her pregnancy or shortly before giving birth, including opiates and cocaine. The doctor said she even admitted to drinking and using during her pregnancy. She has received a lot of backlash for her remark, with many accusing her of intentionally endangering her child. Even her own mother is reportedly disappointed with her, which makes matters worse. That speaks volumes, particularly in light of the fact that her mother, Charla, has also battled addiction. In an earlier post, Kian asked her fans to offer up prayers for Charla's well-being as she made an effort to clean up. According to her, her mother gave it her all and was hoping she would get well. It appears that Kian is going the other way. Now that Charla is trying to return the favor, the same lethal path. Some have theorized that Chrisean may not feel a deep mother bond with Jr. and may even harbor resentment toward him as a result of this. Some have noticed that Jr. flinches or looks scared in some of the movies, which could mean that she is torturing him behind the scenes. One piece of footage showed her acting as if she was waving her hand at him. Furthermore, his response raised questions about whether he was used to this kind of behavior even if she did not hit him. Even though there is no hard proof of physical assault, those who have been paying close attention to this story are growing more and more alarmed. This is, in the end, a pretty bad situation. It has changed from being perceived as awkward celebrity drama to something far more heartbreaking and meaningful. Fans and critics, as well as some others close to Chrisean, are worried for Jr.'s safety and future. These concerns have been heightened by the medical records that were released, to make it quite evident what a horrible situation this youngster is currently in. Despite Kian's claim that she's doing her best and her persistent rejection of everything, the evidence is growing. Jr. appears to have been put into a situation against his will based on his illness, missed appointments, possible substance misuse, and general lack of accountability. As more individuals become aware of the situation, more and more demands for intervention have been made. Some are urging family members or law enforcement to step in before the situation becomes worse. People are no longer willing to remain silent or overlook the problem, but whether that happens or not is still up in the air. Jr., at the very least, deserves better and a fair chance at a healthy life.